Welcome into the Packers Report. I am your host, Joey Petersen. On today's show, we're going to take a look back to yesterday, and we're going to break down how Monday's blockbuster trade might affect the Green Bay Packers. I've actually got 3 ways that it might affect the Green Bay Packers. Stay tuned. I'll break them all down for you. If you missed it, welcome back from the rock you live under. Here's what happened. Steelers received Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 7th-round pick. The Dolphins received Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 5th-round selection. It shook up the NFL world, and I think it might have some ripple effects that affect Green Bay. Before we go anywhere, though, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we are starting a brand new July sub battle, just mano-a-mano against our Bears Now channel right here at Chat Sports. I'm very happy to announce that we won the sub battle right here in the NFC North for the month of June. I'm also very happy to announce we added more subscribers than any other channel in Chat Sports. All 37 of them, we were number 1. This thing is just 5 months old, and we're already at the top of the leaderboard. That's because every single one of you guys. Get on the train now before it is gone. Hit that big red free sub button down below. Alrighty, Adam Schefter tweeted this, and this is where we're going to start our discussion. We're going to start it with a TJ Watt trade discussion. Now, I know we talked about this on Sunday, but it seems a little bit more real because Schefter said in recent weeks, multiple teams have been discussing, whether they can trade for Steelers standout TJ Watt, who skipped the team's most recent minicamp. Pittsburgh hasn't shown any willingness to deal Watt so far, but he's unhappy with his contractual situation, and sources believe outside team interest is likely to increase given today's trade. My question off of that I'm automatically wondering is, were the Packers one of those teams that Adam Schefter reported that were interested in possibly seeing what a TJ Watt trade could look like? We know that TJ Watt is from Wisconsin, right? We know that it would be a homecoming to him to come back to the state. And right now, it kind of feels like, given the whole uncertainty in Pittsburgh and the fact that they just traded for a cornerback that they're now about to hand $21 million to, but they haven't been willing to negotiate and get a new deal for a guy who's given everything to that franchise. It feels like they could legitimately trade him. It feels like Pittsburgh could legitimately put him at least on the shopping block to see what they could get in return. But then I hear the rebuttal to that, right? I got an angel and a devil on my shoulder. Why trade for Ramsey if you're dealing Watt, right? If you're Pittsburgh, you just added to your defense. You added yet another defensive weapon, and you look at the list. It's a really good group. You got Watt, you got Heyward, you added Slay, you added Ramsey, you have Porter who's going into year 2. It's like, why go through the work of adding Jalen Ramsey just to trade away TJ Watt? That part about it doesn't make sense. But if what happens, like Adam Schefter said he's expecting it to happen, where a ton of teams are garnering interest, a ton of teams are now reaching out to Pittsburgh, and they feel like they could get something really, really big in return, Omar Khan's ear might be open to the idea of it. Now, should it be? You ask, and I don't know if he should. We talked about this on Sunday, but just look at his impact on this team. The win percentage goes down 57%. Points per game goes down 6. He affects the offense. Opponents' points per game, that goes up a touchdown. Sacks per game goes down more than half. Turnovers per game goes down as well. And that's not just, you could say, Joe, that's an outdated stat, but look at it. Just last year, they didn't win a game without him, and without him fully healthy, I should say. Their offense scored 8 more points per game with him before he was injured. Opponents' points per game, they scored 10 more, right? He means so much to this team. You can't really even quantify it. But with the injury history that's there, the fact that he's getting older, and the fact that he wants probably somewhere around $36, $37, $38 million, and the reports that have come out, that to me all suggests it's at least a possibility. I talked about it on Sunday, and I said there's almost 0% chance this happens. Now with everything that's happened, I feel like that percentage has gone up a little bit. Maybe not up to 20, 30, but it's gone up from 0. What say you guys? Will the Steelers trade TJ Watt? Give me a yes, give me a no in the comment section down below. Don't go anywhere as well, because I'm going to tell you 2 other reasons it might affect the Green Bay Packers. So, let's talk about those. When you talk about dealing for a guy like TJ Watt, you kind of begin to wonder, like, what would they want in return? What would they ask for in return? And you look at the group you have right now, Sean Gary, Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark, right? You got a good group. And actually, Lopez, I believe it's a depth 4. If you could put that depth 4 for me. Thank you, my friend. Because we're crossing out Lukas Van Ness from this list. There we go. That's the right graphic. So you got Lukas Van Ness, you got Rashawn Gary on the outside. Then you added in Barron Sorrell. You had Kingsley Enagbari. You added in Colin Oliver as well from Oklahoma State. And that's a good group as it is. We all know that I want this group to get better. But if you add TJ Watt to this group, like, this is elite. This is unbelievable. Adding TJ Watt in with Rashawn Gary, with the young guns behind him, who I've got a lot of hope in, and Barron Sorrell and Kingsley Enagbari, like, that makes it maybe the best pass rush group in the National Football League. And I hear what a lot of you guys are saying. Joey, he's old. I don't want him. He's 30 years old. Blah, 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 blah. I had to talk about this with Trey Hendrickson trade rumors as well. Do I need to remind you about one Reggie White? Signed with Green Bay. He was 31 when it happened. Don't you think if they had YouTube back then, the same people commenting that in the comment section probably would have commented back then as well? Then he went on to amass 68.5 sacks in 6 seasons with Green Bay. Super Bowl winner. Massive part of that Super Bowl. And had his best season in 1998 at age 37. Like, guys, let's be real. Just because TJ Watt is over 30 doesn't mean his best days are behind him, especially when you think about just how good of a talent he is. And so if you were to land TJ Watt, and Lopez, we can go through these pretty quickly. We don't have to mosey on our way through these. Number 1, I believe you must be a contender. Number 2, I think you have to add in a wide receiver. And if you don't, I'll tell you who you have to add in. Number 3, you got to have draft capital. You got to add in draft capital. And number 4, you have to be able to pay for TJ Watt. Because that's the biggest reason that if he does get traded, he would get traded by the Pittsburgh Steelers because they aren't willing to pay him. My question off of those is, would the Steelers be interested in Lukas Van Ness being in that deal as well? Say instead of a wide receiver, they say, you know what, we don't really want any wide receivers, which I think they would. I think they'd like Romeo Doubs or Dontavian Wicks, especially Doubs because he's played with Rodgers before. They could just want Lukas Van Ness. They say, hey, you got a wide edge rusher that wears number 90? We'll trade you ours for yours. And then, of course, you got to add in some draft capital to that as well. That's a question I have. And then the question I have on top of that is, like, would you guys trade Lukas Van Ness? Let me ask you this way. Would you rather trade Lukas Van Ness or Romeo Doubs? If you're landing TJ Watt, give me one of those 2 names in the comment section down below. Let me know your answer. Give me an LVN or give me an RD right now. Additionally, Ramsey is now officially off the board. Okay, here it comes in the second way that it really, really affects things. I never really thought that a Jalen Ramsey trade to the Green Bay Packers was going to happen, but I wouldn't have been too upset about it if I was 100% honest. But now that he's officially off the board, you're looking at other teams, and like with this cornerback room, I hope Green Bay is not 100% done. I hope they are not 100% done in adding corners. Like, I would love for them to add one more. But now, you look at Miami, they're a hungry team now to add a cornerback. You didn't really think that necessarily about Pittsburgh before. So, now that Ramsey's gone, and now that he's in Pittsburgh, Miami needs a corner. And so they're now looking at all the same free agents you are. So that's going to ultimately make the free agent class a little bit smaller. Here are the 5 cornerback free agents I think you need to keep your eye out on. Okay, Rasul Douglas, obviously the ties to the Green Bay Packers. Stephon Gilmore, I believe he could still give you one really solid season. Mike Hilton, Asante Samuel Jr., Kendall Fuller, any one of those 5 guys, I'd be more than happy with if they added to that cornerback room just for a little bit of competition, okay? And then lastly, of the 3 ways that affects the Green Bay Packers, maybe it shakes up a little stuff in this tight end room. Like, could Miami, now with the way their tight end room looks, which is, it looks like a JV roster. I'm just going to shoot you straight here. Like, there are some collegiate football teams that I believe have a better tight end room than the Miami Dolphins right now. But you know who has a pretty good one? It's the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, it's headlined by Tucker Kraft, but you got Luke Musgrave in there, who's still really young. He's still got a ton of promise. People look at him kind of the same way they looked at Jonnu Smith, almost like a tight end wide receiver hybrid. And so maybe they go calling for Luke Musgrave. They know they're not going to get Tucker Kraft, but they need somebody. Mike McDaniel's going to need somebody. Now, I seriously doubt it. Like, I don't see them legitimately having interest in Musgrave just because I believe that there are some other teams that they have a greater chance of looking at. I think Las Vegas is one of them. Michael Mayer. I think Baltimore's one of them, maybe with Mark Andrews. Like, I don't know where they would rather go, but I believe they'd rather go to those 2 places before they went to Green Bay. All right, Lopez, are we done? We're done. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. Appreciate you guys spending your time with us right here on the Packers Report. I got one more question before we get out of here. Who won the trade? Was it Pittsburgh? Was it Miami? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you do all the free and easy things that we ask you to do because we love you, okay? Right here at the Packers Report. This is a 2-way street, 2-way conversation, 2-way relationship. I give you guys free daily content. Least you can do is hit that subscribe button, that like button.